Alright, did the Confluence Pumpkinfest 5K this morning. Finished third overall. Well, I guess first in the age group because they only did top overall. So technically I was first in my age and not just third overall. Well, whatever, I was still third. Like 18:06, 18:09 was my time. I'd have to look again exactly what it was. It's not a bad race. It's definitely cold this morning. Another like 40-degree day to start. It's up to 57 now, so it definitely got nicer out. Let me see what. This morning I wore calf sleeves, 2XU shorts, compression shorts with shorts over top, my thicker Russell base layer, my light leg mitts, neck gaiter, and visor beanie. Because it was cold, I was expecting it to be cold the whole race. So what I was talking to my buddy when we started the race, and then a bunch of kids like moved in front of the race. So the first couple seconds, we'll say like the first 10 seconds, there was like a little bit of a jam with the little kids and the people that went out too hard that shouldn't have been up front before we cleared them. Then we hit that, like the first 3 or 4 miles is a straight stretch, and then you turn on one bridge across the river, and then you a couple more ends. Well, I actually cross a bridge right off the bat of the race, like within, we'll say 50 yards, but like 4/10 into the race, you cross another one over the river before you hit whatever the road would be, Wildcat or Ramcat or something like that, I think is what the road was called, is what we ran on the rest of the race to the turnaround. It's an outback course. It's good, like over 200 feet of gain in descent. Nothing too major per se, but I would say the middle part of the race is where the bulk of the elevation change is. So on the way out, you got the hills, the vast majority of the hill climb there, and on the way back, you're going downhill more so than on the way out. The kid who won took off pretty quickly, maintained his lead the whole race. Got a unique running form, stopped his feet and stuff like that. So it wasn't like the most efficient stride I've seen. So I don't know how he dropped like a 16, because the form definitely needs a little bit of work. So if he hears this, sees this, or anybody knows him, tell him if he needs help on his form, I can try to help him, because he definitely slaps his feet a lot, and he can definitely be a lot quicker. Then my buddy Greg was second. There was probably 5-ish, 10 seconds, whatever it was, on the way out between kid who won and then Greg, and then I was another 5-10 seconds back. I was within striking distance. If I had anything, I still wouldn't have caught Greg, but could have been on his heels a little bit more. I did try to track him down a little bit on the hill and sneak up on him. I was gaining, but I just didn't have the juice. I ran 20 miles yesterday. Well, I did a half marathon in the morning. Well, 13.5 mile half marathon on rail trail, which just killed my legs. And then I went out, finished up the day, and did like 6.75 more miles to get me over 20. Then I biked 5. So my legs weren't really the most fresh to really try to put on any moves today or anything, just because the rail trail killed me yesterday. I hate running rail trail long distance. It takes it out of me more than the half marathon yesterday took more out of my legs than Rockin' the Knob did, which was a marathon with like 6,300 feet of gain. That's the difference in my training compared to other people, and how I build my legs up as a prime example. Anyway, but I still dropped in like a low 18. I would have been in the 17s had I pushed harder and tried a little bit more. Not saying I didn't try the first mile and even that first mile and a half, like to the turnaround, but I knew at the turnaround I was, we'll just call it 20 seconds behind first place. So there was no way I was going to catch him, because it just wasn't in the cards for me. So I pulled back a little bit and tried to maintain my third position, because I thought there was top 3 overall, not just top 1, then age groups. So I was more concerned with, maintaining at third place overall. So I pulled back because I wasn't catching great either. So there's no point in using all of my energy or wasting my legs more when I couldn't improve my position at all. So I played it smart, maintained third, had probably 20 seconds or 30 from a guy behind me by the time I finished. Did get a little bit warmer, a mile or so into the race. My core was definitely hot, maybe a little bit overheated, but my hands, at least my fingertips, were freezing. I actually had my blade mitts open and I had to close them to warm my fingertips back up a little bit more. Thought it might like help me keep my core regulated a little bit better, but it didn't. Other than that, it was pretty straightforward on the way back. Just tried to maintain a little bit. Then once we crossed that first bridge with like a half mile left, there's a guy and a woman outside by their house. I saw a cat and a little pincer dog type thing jumped out at me. I was like, well, what the hell, person? I was like, you saw people coming, you have your dog not on a leash. Kind of pissed me off, but whatever. Then I just went to the finish and got my GoPro, and me and Greg did a couple more miles. He pulled back after 2. I went videoed the whole race course. So I did 2 laps today real quick before the award ceremony. It was a smaller crowd than I expected, but I guess it's been on par with races this year, smaller crowds. But it's nice to have those 2. Well, it would have been nice to have those 2 if I was on fresh legs to, to try to push myself and maybe try to PR instead of like today when I had crappy legs. So it was bad that they were there today, because I just couldn't do anything. Not that I would have finished ahead or better than I did, just time-wise. If I had those 2 there on fresh legs, I would have liked to see what my time could have been with using them like to push me. The festival's nice. If you've never been to Confluence for Pumpkinfest, there's a bunch of vendors and food vendors. I got some really good pulled pork fries with barbecue sauce, ranch dressing, and onions. Got some goodies from the pie shop, a pumpkin cupcake, some pizza. I forget what else I got. Walked around a little bit. So it's a nice festival. Confluence is, the festival is actually right off the Gap Trail, maybe like a 10th. I mean, you can see Confluence itself from the trail. I'm trying to think what else. Other than that, did breathe a little bit heavy today. I wore my stupid Endorphin Pros again today, even though I know they're not helping me at all. So I probably could have knocked 20-30 seconds off if I wore my new ones and had some spring to my step. But these are the originals that I bought are definitely 100% done. There's no spring. It's just basically running on a pair of Walmart shoes now. I'm just running on ability with them because there's no benefit in using them now because the spring and stuff is definitely 100% not effective anymore with over 100 plus miles on them. Probably closer to 200 miles on them. So that did hurt me a little bit. Other than that, I got a cool trophy. It says Pumpkinfest and it's orangish. T-shirt looks pretty cool this year. It's got a pumpkin on the front running. It's like a neon / lime green type shirt. It turned out to be a nice day. Friendly crowd. A lot of walkers today. And I don't know. I guess if I did an 1806 today, next weekend I could probably drop some 17s at the 2 races I'm doing. Low 17s, especially if I bring out my Dorfin Pro 3s. Be nice to see what I can do next week. With some newer shoes again. I guess that's enough rambling, so whatever. Had a decent race, finished 3rd overall, can't complain. And overall, I had a good time and I enjoyed the good food and seeing some friends today.